Hey kids. So I have now tried to record this video twice, and neither attempt was pleasant. So I'm gonna try it again. Bear with me. It is November the 3rd, 2012, which means that we are coming to the close of day 3 of National Novel Writing Month 2012. If you saw my video from yesterday, then you remember that I said I was gonna try and keep up with my plan to stay a day ahead. Unfortunately, today I was less than motivated to write. It was a real struggle to get myself the energy to sit up and put on a playlist and just sit and stare at Microsoft Word until I had met my word count for the day. So what I ended up doing was word sprints. Normally, they're not particularly beneficial to me. Normally, I end up getting more frustrated than anything else and stop writing for the day. But for some reason this time around they seem to be helping. I did 4 word sprints, at roughly 500 words each over the course of the day. I just finished my last one about 10 minutes ago, which I'm proud to say puts me going into day 4, for which the word count is 6,667 words, with a grand total of 7,130 words. Right? I'm stoked. As you guys know, the word count is 50,000, and I'm not even halfway through chapter 1, and already coming up on a fifth of the way done, which is intimidating. But that means if I don't want to, I don't have to write tomorrow. I'm going to anyway. But it's nice to have that kind of weight off of my shoulders. And as a result, I ended up writing quite a bit, for this one scene that I've been working on, and there's a passage that I'm particularly fond of, and I would like to read it to you. So march I did. Right, it seemed, into a firing squad of my mother's most trusted handmaidens. Women who had been taught from the youngest ages that beauty was a weapon like any other, one that could be honed and perfected and, in time, as lethal as anything else born of necessity. These women with their poison-tipped fingernails, waiting to pierce virgin flesh, to paralyze, to render boneless complacency. I stepped into my bedroom, and all at once a dozen hands were steering me towards some perfect execution, as though I were being punished for all the dangerous thoughts I'd never had a chance to think, and every wrongness I'd never get a chance to commit. In those moments, I envied the gladiators their gruesome, glorious deaths. I would have gladly taken a line over a prospective husband, but in my mind they were kin. And it was a death sentence all the same. Imagine the obscenity of it all. I felt profane, like some prize steer being dressed for slaughter. Hands moved in every direction with startling efficiency, yanking my night shift up and over my head and dragging a brush through the tangles in my hair with such apathetic accuracy. In the same moment that I was guided to the marble tub and unceremoniously pushed beneath the surface, amidst admonitions and the unmistakable scent of clove oil in the water. In the time it took for me to resurface, a towel was laid out and a gown was chosen for me, the yellow one that matched my favorite hair combs, a trembling souvenir of the future my mother had left in the past. And even as they draped my frozen limbs in finery, I was propelled still toward the only mirror we had in the house, scraped across our dirt floors on the journey from my parents' room to mine for the occasion, then pressed down into a chair by those same hands, delicate and immovable. Such a flurry of movement. 2 women gathered my still damp hair into submission beneath a comb of bone and amber. 2 went to town on my face with rouge and kohl, thumb and forefinger, and the remaining 2 were left to straighten the ties on my gown and make sure the front was low enough that the senator could look his fill, without offending propriety. It could have been hours, or years, or minutes. But finally I was deemed presentable and once more met by my mother's brimming eyes. In that moment I hated her so, for finding such unbearable joy in what must surely be my greatest misery. Come, come, we've kept him waiting long enough. He will not be able to deny you, my daughter. You are the picture of all that a wife should be, and oh, you will be engaged by the end of the day. I feel it in my heart. How wonderful that she has such a depth of feeling to draw upon, because somewhere between wondering how much of my blood could fill our bath basin and being dressed within an inch of my life, I had been drained of all emotion, all thought, all hope. Mother had been right in saying I looked for all the world to be a wife. The glimpse of myself I caught in the mirror showed a skeleton of a woman, brainless and empty. The very picture, indeed. So, yeah, that's the end of that passage. That's my favorite part of what I've written today. And I feel like if I read my favorite parts of each day's work, I'll be more motivated to continue. So, as usual, I would love to hear what it is that you guys have to say. Tell me about your projects. Tell me what's working for you, what your word count is, how you're feeling about it. You know, now that we're 3 days in, I want to hear from you guys. So, there, 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 whatever. You say things. Alright. I've been trying to record this for like 15 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and close my webcam now. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and happy writing!